We are live. We live. Shout out my nigga JT. We just vibing. We going all the way. We got two. We actually got 3 guests coming on. 2 work for the same company. We got a lot coming. Make sure you share, subscribe, follow, like, do all that stuff that social media makes you do to show good content to everybody else. You know how they be doing. Hey man, look, in about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm gonna have my first guest, comedian Brandon Carter, coming in, joining me live. After that, I'm gonna have the entrepreneurs, the owners of Stroke Daddy TV. It is about, believe it or not, it's about golf. I'm gonna ask them about that name, by the way. I gotta get on them and ask them about that name. But we got some guests coming for show. But to get started, today is the 27th, the day before Thanksgiving, which means the day before everybody cooks and cleans better than they ever have and hang around each other as family and friends, all for one thing, to watch them Dallas Cowboys, boy. Oh yeah, we definitely all doing it to watch them boys. Now, we can be disappointed sometimes, but we always entertain. Now, there's been a couple Thanksgiving, actually, I'll take that back. There's been a couple where Cowboy fans, we can't even enjoy our meal because it's too much going on. But tomorrow, though, we face the Giants. We should beat the Giants. Now, that also means it's potential that Cowboy fans going to be disappointed, man. Because if we lose to the Giants, now you're going to have everybody bringing up last week we should have just lost that game. You know, we should have just lost against whoever we played last week. I don't even remember. Who did we play? Washington. Everybody said we should have just tanked that game. Now, if we lose to the Giants, it's really going to be like, dang, maybe we should have just tanked that game. I don't know. At the end of the day, though, we're going to be gathering tomorrow, Thanksgiving, to watch them Dallas Cowboys. But first, before we even get to the Cowboys, we got to watch Detroit versus Chicago. What's interesting about that game, now Detroit is at home. They are 9.5-point favorites to win that game. I just want to know, is that disrespectful? That's almost a touchdown to the field goal. Is that about right? You know what I'm saying? Is that about right? Detroit has been killing it. They probably are the top team. If you were to say who's going to face Kansas City in the Super Bowl, Detroit is probably that team, and people are probably leaning on picking Detroit. The only reason you wouldn't pick Detroit to beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl is because we've never seen Detroit do it, and we've seen Kansas City do it twice now, and actually they've been there more than that. So that's the only thing, but it's not like their greatness that they've been showing. But the thing is, Detroit, y'all never had a lack of an offense. Y'all never had a lack of excitement. I mean, we remember Calvin Johnson. Y'all had Calvin Johnson. Heck, y'all before that, y'all had Barry Sanders. It's never really even been that. For y'all, are y'all gonna get there? Coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan, I could tell you, doing all this in the regular season, it don't mean that. It don't mean that. Y'all look good, look real good. Got two great running backs. Quarterback seems like he can't miss. He go 15 for 16 and all this. Better make sure that shit happen in the playoffs because It's only one game. It's only one game. And Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and them, they done it before. So it's hard to pick Detroit over them. But they the leading candidate in the NFC to definitely make it. We got that game first. Then we got Dallas versus New York. Now, Dallas is still fighting for something. All right. Now, I know a lot of people like to laugh and joke about the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, Dallas Cowboys are 4-7. They're not 2-9 or anything like they're in striking distance to possibly do it. But are we being serious if we say they would not have to go undefeated for the rest of the season? I mean, of course they have to go undefeated. They would have to go 10-7 to even get a chance at a wild card. That's to even get a chance. First of all, in our own division, the Eagles got like 9 wins already, so we're not catching them. So we know the division is out of there. Fuck the Eagles, we don't care about them. But so Dallas is still fighting for something. They definitely can't afford to lose to no damn Giants. I don't believe the Cowboys are going to be drafting anybody that's going to make anything any different. Go for the win. Why make our days even our Sundays even more miserable by watching losing teams or hearing haters and all this, man? Go ahead and at least win games. Maybe they go 9-8, but maybe they go 10-7. So we'll see. We'll see. The last game, the primetime game, is Miami versus Green Bay. Miami versus Green Bay. All right. So we got Miami versus Green Bay. Miami is in the AFC. Green Bay is in the NFC. So they're really just trying to win to stay in it. Green Bay is obviously doing better on their side, but they can't afford to lose games as well. Miami is always that team where if they get you, if they get hot, they get hot. And we ain't even talking about Odell Beckham, because Odell Beckham can go get you 80 yards and a touchdown, you know what I'm saying, in here and there, as well as the third or the fourth option. So Miami is getting hot right now. Tua is getting better. I didn't agree with him getting back on the football field, but I've never been in his shoes as a quarterback playing in the NFL and making it that far and doing all that. So he has something different that he's fighting for and all that kind of stuff, but he's making the most of it. And they trying to get back into it. They're 5-6 right now, right? They're 5-6. They're one game better than the Cowboys, essentially. But they got their starting quarterback. They're getting healthier, where the Cowboys don't have their starting quarterback. We still don't have necessarily a lot of guys that are still not playing, but we'll see. I think Miami, Green Bay. I'm gonna go first. Detroit versus what did I say? Detroit versus. I didn't pick that game. Detroit versus Chicago. I'm going to obviously go with Detroit, but I'm not going to go with Detroit by 9.5. I'm going to go with Detroit by like 3 to 5. I would say like 27-21, something like that. It's going to be a little closer than a 10-point game. The Cowboys is going to win. They're going to win it by at least 2 touchdowns. Now, the last game, Miami versus Green Bay. Miami's on the road. Green Bay, I'm going to say that's going to be one of those 30-pointers. It's going to be like 35 to 32, something like that. It's going to be some weird game like that, but it's going to be high scoring. I think Miami's going to take that one, though. I think Miami's going to take that one on the road. I think Miami's going to take that one. Tell me what y'all think, man. Tell me what y'all think. We got Brandon Carter joining me in just a few minutes. Brandon Carter joining me in just a few minutes. We got a lot we're going to talk about when it comes to comedy, influencers, of course, mental health, and all that good stuff as well. We got Thanksgiving, of course. We're going to talk about the favorite dish. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe to the show. Also, man, make sure y'all go catch that last episode that just went live about an hour ago with the founder of Gigarobics, LaDante Lotz, man. Definitely was a good hour, about an hour episode, good conversation. We did some reactions. We did some real discussions. And hey, he said, get off your ass, man. We got a purpose out here. All right. We got a purpose out here. There's a reason we all out here. Get off your butt. You really shouldn't even be watching me right now. You should be on the road listening to me if we really being honest. But we all got our part to do something. Definitely share this show, subscribe. We always try to put some valuable stuff up in here for anybody who's going through anything. My goal through this is to touch at least one person. I want one person to be able to say, okay, this touched me, this changed me, this hit me. I like this. I find this guy, whatever it is. One person, every episode, at least one person. That's all we trying to do here. Me and Dante talked about that Keith Lee video, man, when the food was moving. Did y'all see that shit? That's crazy. I wonder what he gonna do. I wonder if he gonna try to sue, or if he gonna try to be like, I'm too popular for that. You know, I ain't got time to be trying to sue nobody. The restaurant already temporarily closed down. They knew something was up. They tried to lie and say that he was squeezing it with his chopsticks. Hell no. Motherfucker wiggle. That's why I don't eat shit like that. That's why I don't eat shit like that. We got Brandon Carter joining in just a couple minutes. What y'all think about that Kendrick album? It's a lot of talk about that Kendrick Drake shit. Drake out here suing people, man. He say that we wasn't really listening. We really wasn't feeling that song like the views showed. This shit wasn't natural. Yeah, it's a vibe, it's a grind. I'll celebrate the shine with a climb. Cause I know won't be greater than my ride. So for now, keep stopping on. Make sure y'all follow the show. We got Brandon Carter joining here soon. Rain in the pain, shit at least still blessed to feel away. Talking perfect, no one is, so if you hurt me, it's okay. Just be honest with my heart, cause my intentions so relentless on this vision when it's clear. If they say I turn my back, it's what they didn't have in there. See me running, make your last, and I ain't running from your nerve. Cool clubs going up, we were kids one day. I know black liquor just real, so many had one night. Smoke clouds, no flame. We the same, but not the same. I'm not good to maintain and stay in lanes. I'm in the H, but we swing and we bang and we change the whole game. If it was great clouds, standing in the rain. You took medication, we was trying on the lane. All these bosses out my brain, so much with so much to gain. Got the war against the brain, got the door, make a name for the team. Really, I've been feeling like a king. Trying to see out my dreams, take a sip and then I need. You intoxicated, I'm a fiend. And a monster for the green. Really, till you came up with routine and get some money. Life is by getting through the days, not sunny. We just going back to back, rain, sleep, snow. Can't lose your everybody, tell me what you know. Trying to do some shit these niggas never seen before. I can feel the devastation, trying to take the soul. I don't see no way until the end of the road. That won't go. What the hell?
If you try to have good vibes. If you try to have a good time, then turn this shit up. Turn me up. If you try to have good vibes. If you try to have a good time, then turn this shit up. Turn me up. Yeah. Now, baby, if you wild on me, I love you like a good time. Fuck you like I don't know you, man. I hold you, I know what you like. Everything I do with love, so this a love song. So they can't stop with me when she hit me, that it's a club song. Throwing money at the pole. I ain't got no kids, but I support the way that ass go. I'm having a good time. Why you asking all the questions, though? Focus on the wrong. Let's keep it all professional. Don't worry about my read. You will never be my wife, no.
We good?
What's good, Brandon? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Look, I appreciate you joining me. The day before Thanksgiving and shit.
No problem.
You cooking, man? What you cooking?
Man,
something?
right now, everybody just chilling out, but we finna get in the kitchen. My little brother gets in. He flies into town from Georgia in about an hour, so we're gonna go get him and then come back and start cooking everything.
Gotcha. Well, look, man. I found you. I saw you on social media.
Right.
I saw you on social media. Are you go by comedian, influencer, both? What you go by?
It's kind of crazy because you know how nowadays it's like a hybrid. You know, you got your influencers and your comedians. I do feel like I was an influencer first before comedian. So I don't know. I just kind of like maybe like a hybrid.
Gotcha. Well, let me show, just in case some people haven't seen you, let me show your kind of style. Because what I like about your style is you hit them with a question.
Yeah.
You hit them with a hell of an answer is what I like about it. So let's just look at one of them.
Oh yeah, this one.
Would you push him downstairs for $99 million?
Look, what I like to see is the comments, man. You see this?
Yeah.
You see, like you be getting hella love on these videos, man. Like out here beating up babies though. Like you found your niche.
I did.
Found your niche. When did you know you found that niche? Like, was it when it went viral, or was it when you hit edit and you edited it?
So the crazy thing about it, so I started off on TikTok, right? And I started off with these on TikTok. I had stopped making content for a while, right? I was trying to do the little skits or whatever. I had stopped for a couple months. I was in my room, I was cleaning my room up, and I was like, and I thought of the show All That, you know, how like the intro was at first, you know, all that intro, and I was like, man, I thought about George Lopez. I was like, man, what if I made a skit like me just jumping at my phone or something like that? But like, you know, because I'm a big guy, I was like, all right, let's do a big boy version with all the food and everything. And man, when I sent it, you know, I submitted it, you know, shared it.
Right.
And it started getting numbers. I was like, whoa. I was like, hold on. Because on TikTok, I only had like 200 followers.
Right.
At the time. This
it was a struggle.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I've been on TikTok for many of years, but I only had 200 followers. And literally, mind you, this all started in August.
August of this year.
This year, from August to now, this is what I've, you know, like 60,000 on Instagram, 40,000 on TikTok. But so I sent it. I was like, okay. I said, man, that's pretty cool. I said, all right, well, maybe let me switch it up this time. And then that one got more views. And I was like, oh, I might have found, you know, what I wanted to do. I mean, not what I wanted to do, but I might have found it what people like. Right. So then that's when the love for the money came in. I was like, you know what? Because the first one I saw, it was like, yo, would you do this? Would you put like it was my boy Joe on Wheels, and he was like, would you push me down the stairs for $4 million? And I'm like, for sure, for the love of the money.
Right.
And took off from there.
It took off from there. So it wasn't necessarily when you edited, you didn't necessarily know. Like for you, this was another video. You've been hustling, you've been grinding, you've been posting videos.
Yeah.
For you, you was just posting another video that you put your hard work in, but you didn't know this was going to be the one to take you from 200 to 40,000 in 2 months.
Yeah. I didn't know. I did not know that was gonna do that. It was absolutely insane because my phone was just constantly blowing up to the point where it wasn't even telling me any notifications. I would just have to go and look at it, and it was just like, dang, like people really like this. And then the crazy part is this is how weird the internet is.
Yeah,
like I love all my followers and everything, but this is how crazy the internet is. They like the videos more with the babies than anything else.
Bro.
Those are the biggest, like those are the biggest, like if you look at all my videos, those ones have the most views, which is crazy. It's insane.
So what is the message for, because how can we help people, right? We all trying to get to a certain point, but we want to bring people with us. What is that? So you say I was doing this for years before, posting consistently. If I can add, right? You were posting consistently, right?
Yeah.
Posting consistently, putting the same amount of effort, and then you found this, it blew up, like it blew up, and it sounds like this is something that you probably didn't think people would even like when you talk about the babies and stuff like that.
Nah.
What does that tell people that's really out there and probably 2-3 years in, 200 followers, and like, damn, I might as well stop doing this. This shit ain't working.
Man, the thing I could tell you is be consistent. Don't give up. Keep posting different things until you figure out what it is. The biggest thing I had to learn was, like, those jumping videos are super cool, right? But they don't see what's behind it. All that jumping, that's a lot of jumping. Like, it went from like, if you see my earlier videos on TikTok, like even the ones on Instagram, I only post 20 seconds on Instagram, which is cool. And that's what I was doing on TikTok. But once you get to a point where you're starting to get monetized on TikTok, you get paid for a minute video. It has to be at least a minute. So it went from 5 jumps to 16 jumps. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, right? And it's like, dang, that's a lot of jumping I'm doing. That's a lot of jumping, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. And the thing is, when you find something that's vibe right, and it might not be something that you like or you want to do, but if you want to get the most out of it, the most followers, the most interactions, stay in the algorithm, you got to keep doing that until you get to a point where you can start sliding a little, like right there. If you see right there on my Instagram, right, I have something that's not a jumping video. I slide them in there every once in a while now.
Well, yeah, you know what? I saw that earlier today. I was like, okay, he's switching it up. This is basketball.
That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to play the algorithm. That's how you got to play it.
Yeah, this was we were on the basketball court, right? And this one doing numbers too. Like this is doing numbers. Too. You're getting a lot of engagement with this one too. So you switching it up, and you see that a lot of times where you know what I'm saying. You can see, and I'm one of those people where I'm a study. I like to study this shit, right? Like if I'm gonna try something, I like to study it, and I may not get it right the first time, but I'm definitely gonna try to study and figure it out. And I always see people once they get an audience, they do try to maximize that audience. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And they may try to do that in different ways. Oh, let me try to do different things because I know I want to do this. Or maybe you try to, teach people how to do this, things like that. So you're doing that with your content as well. So what would you say do you have a goal in mind that you're trying to get to in the next 5 years or something like that? What you got?
Say it again, my bad.
You got a goal that you got in mind with the online and the influencing and stuff like that?
So for online, man, I'm just trying to take it as far as I can. Everybody shoots for a certain amount of numbers. I mean, as many followers as I can get, that's cool with me.
Right.
My whole goal when I started social media, my whole goal was to make somebody laugh. That's my whole thing, is to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so it's so easy for people to be upset, and you know what I'm saying, it's a stressful, you know, they might have a stressful day or something. I want my content to be that type of video that they scroll upon and they just start laughing, just bust out laughing. You know, my mission today is to make somebody laugh. It don't matter if it's a new person, a same person, a new follower, old follower, just make somebody laugh.
Right.
I make somebody laugh a day, then you know my mission is complete for the day. You feel me?
No,
That's my mission.
that's what's up, man. And I see you doing it not just online. If I saw correctly,
Mhm.
if my team of researchers did it correctly, you had an open mic, right?
Yeah, I did.
Man. So that was your first open mic from what I saw.
Yeah.
How did you go?
Man, I was nervous as shit. Man, I was nervous, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I'm not gonna cap to nobody. I was nervous. But I think when I got my first, like laughs, like it was crazy. It was like almost instant. I said something, and they just started laughing. I kind of like started, mellowing out because I was scared. I was shaking, like my legs were shaking.
Oh man,
Looked like I was in there tip drilling. My legs just shaking. I don't know what was going on.
Right.
So, I started getting people, people getting comfortable. They're laughing and stuff, interacting. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I love this. Man, this is it.
So it wasn't a because people say nervous comes from a lot of different reasons. You're prepared. You're not, but what all that. But you was prepared. You had practiced it. You kept going. It sounds like you finished your set and everything. How many minutes did you do, by the way?
Oh, so it's crazy. So that's the thing. When you're doing comedy and you're doing stand-up, you're doing an open mic, your first open mic should be about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe, I ended up doing 14 minutes.
Oh, shit.
And this is why, because first of all, I didn't know it was a 10-minute open mic. I had a set for 4 minutes, 5 minutes max. That's what my set that I had, my little jokes that flowed in,
Right.
And then I get up there, and my boy's like, "Yeah, man." He said, "Got you." He's more experienced, and he's a more experienced comic than me, So he's the one that put me on to the open mic. I get there, he's like, "All right, sign this up." I said, "Cool." They get up there, he said, "All right, 10-minute sets." I'm like, 10-minute sets? I was like, oh, that's when I started getting nervous. I was like, oh, I got nervous, but I got up there, did my whole set, and I ended up flowing into some other jokes and got the crowd involved. So I did 14 minutes my first set, which was crazy. The last 2 minutes, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like, just, I BSing it, but it was working though.
You made that shit work. So was this crowd work included, or was this straight jokes?
Yeah, I did some crowd work. That crowd work at the end, because I was lost.
Nah, you was making people laugh though. Yeah,
I was making people laugh, and that's the whole goal, right? Make people laugh and just keep going. I was nervous.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. I've been on stage probably about 10 to 15 times. I definitely couldn't have just on my first 1 or 2 times just done that randomly, especially if I didn't know. I didn't have 10 minutes prepared. So it's live that you had 10 minutes prepared. Like,
I just started talking about people. I was like, this person, that person, this person.
Right. And that can get touchy sometimes too. So that's what's up. You was able to, you didn't have no fear, it sounds like.
Yeah,
you were nervous but didn't have no fear.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm a big dude, so ain't gonna be no Chris Rock, Will Smith in this mother. Hey, they can get on the stage if they want.
Nah, hell no. And I know a lot of people. So the stand-up comedy, man, it's a hard grind. That's why I hear a lot of people. It's a hard grind. It can be fun, right? But it can be mentally, it can be physically, taxing. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear this before you decided to get on stage? And what's your goals with stand-up comedy, with all that?
Yeah, I've heard it. They're like, hey man, look, you're funny online, but sometimes it doesn't translate into real world and stuff like that. That's the biggest thing, right? It's a dog eat dog world. Like I went to there's this what's his name? He's a comedian down here. He's a legend down here. God, where was it? I went to his roast right before I did my my open mic. What was his name? Something. I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard of him until I've seen him before, but I forgot his name. But I've seen him before, but I haven't heard of him. Until then. It was big underground. It's a big world out here. But for San Antonio, he's like one of the big premier comics and whatever. So I went to his roast. It was pretty cool. But I I've learned it is a dog eat dog world because even though they were roasting him, they were still competing. Right? Imagine at a roast, they're still competing with each other and they're dogging each other and everything. It's crazy. It like I've already known that this world was going to be. It's like no different than being an athlete. You got to outperform the next person, you know, to keep that job, to keep getting the money, you know, to do all the other stuff to stay on top. So I've heard it.
Hey.
I've heard it. But my goal, you know, is to definitely be in that top 10. I want to be in that top 10. And I think I have the capability of doing it. Like I honestly, I'm not gonna say I'm the funniest dude on earth, but I'm pretty sure I can get a reaction out of a crowd. You know,
So you ain't doing this just for shits and giggles.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, this stand-up comedy thing, it's not really something you can do for shits and giggles. I mean,
no.
if you want to take it serious, I mean, you're gonna find yourself in some interesting spots. And I'm talking about some things, I'll be seeing a lot of stuff. I ain't done it everything. I'd be like, man, I don't think I would have performed in that spot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then that, but yeah, it gets like that. So do you consider, I know you kind of mentioned this, do you consider, because you're doing both now, do you consider someone who only makes people laugh online a comedian?
It's
an opinion.
For me, I ain't gonna lie, it's like, it's weird because like I see myself as like a hybrid person. Like I do skits, like comedy skits, right? So I would consider somebody who does comedy skits, try to get people to laugh. Yeah, they would be a comedian, right? You know, people say, "Oh, you're a content creator." I feel like, yes, a content creator, right? They make content, but I feel like a content creator is such a broad, aspect.
A comedian is a content creator.
Anything. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that does a daily vlog, you know, like you call them a vlogger, but that's still content creator, right? Somebody that does OnlyFans, right? I mean, that's still content, right? But if you're a comedian, you're doing comedy, why not be considered a comedian? You know, especially because I'm doing both, right? So you really can't say I'm not a comedian, you know?
What drives people from going from online to stand-up comedy anyway? Is it because it's not just people who people make money online, right?
Yeah.
Like Desi Banks wasn't gonna go broke. You know what I'm saying? He really just making online, not getting in his pockets, but I'm sure online is like a supplemental, it's like disposable income for him if he does the on stage shit, right? So yeah. I get what he's doing. He's adding additional revenue, but is that what it is? Or is it approving to comedians, I guess, to be respected and get in those rooms?
It's something like, for me, it was like, even as a kid when I was younger, right? I was an athlete, right? But I was always considered to be a funny person. Somebody was like, "Hey man, you're funny as hell. You're funny as hell. You're funny. You're funny. You're funny." And I had I feel like it's something deeper than oh, okay, I was making content, now let me be a comedian. I think it's a switch that's turned on when you're young. You know, it's something that, like, when you're young, it's like you're exposed to it. You love comedy, everything about it. Class clowns, situations like that. I feel like it's something that you're born with. Because you know how, like, oh, anybody could be funny. No, not anybody can be funny, and everybody's not funny, right?
Right.
Now, there's different types of humor, but not everybody's funny. And I feel like that passion has to be in you, like, young. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got a lot of friends that, oh yeah, you're funny, bro, but are they going to be able to be that type of funny?
And if we're being real, that's kind of a lot of the times is you got to think you funny to even start doing it. He's funny.
You got to think, oh yeah, I'm funny. And for me, I'm like, oh, I know I'm funny. Like, for me, my thing is my comedy is more off my facial expressions and how I deliver. My delivery and my facial expressions are everything. Especially if you see it in my videos. My facial expressions are everything. If I didn't have facial expressions, I would be the most non-funniest motherfucker on earth. I promise you.
I ain't gonna lie, doing that jumping thing is pretty unique, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It is, like, cause first of all, and that's what everybody's telling me.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, everybody's like, I don't understand Like, where did you come up with this? I'm telling you, the story is, I was sitting here. I was like, all right, let me clean up my room. It's looking a little crazy. Had a little party, you know what I'm saying? All right, let me clean this motherfucker up, man. It's looking a little wicked in here. And then it was like, what if I put my phone on my and just jump at that, like in slow motion? Like, I'm a big dude. That look crazy.
How you go from cleaning my room? This is how. First of all, y'all gotta understand. This is how great this is, man. This is how you know like. How do you go from clean my room? You got to be really thinking about this shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be really. How do you go from I need to clean my room to what if I put my phone right here and jump at it? What the fuck?
Legit. Like for me, I'm such a. It's weird. Like, I'm that type of guy. Like, I start thinking of like skits like that. Like right now, I could think of like 3 of them right now. But I like to write them. I'm a writer, so I like to write. My thing when I was younger, I used to write poems and stuff. Right? I'm not trying to be a rapper. I was just like write poems, and then like my creativity is just like it's just firing at all cylinders all day, every day. So I gotta have my notebook with me or my phone with me. And I'm writing skits down because people be like, where do you come up with this? It just literally, I could be walking down the stairs in the morning, got an idea. I said, all right, let me go ahead and grab my phone and let me grab my tripod and let me just go ahead and start recording. And let me see how it looks. And I might switch it up on the fly. I literally, just today, I was recording something and I was like, nah, I don't like it. Oh, wait, thought about something else. Let me do this one. And I was like, that's the one. It's legit.
And you gotta, And again, this is for everybody who wants to be in that position, who wants to reach higher positions or whatever it is. It takes energy to do that, right?
A lot of energy.
Because if you just kind of riding around and you got plans to go to the store and run errands, you probably not really in the mode of creating content, but you got to put yourself in it. How do you put yourself in the mode of creating content as much as we see people do it that are successful?
Because I want something. Like, I want something. I'll literally sit there and be like this. I know where I want to be at. And if I want to be there, I got to be here, locked in. Right? Like, so on the side, I do like club promotion and stuff, right? I'm with a team, right? My older big brother, like, you know, he puts me on his team. Shout out to Jiggy the J. And literally, they're out every night. They're at the clubs that they're promoting every night.
Listen,
I'll go every like blue. If you see me there, it's a blue moon. Like, you see me there, it's a blue moon because I'm here. I got like 3 journals right now full of skits. A journal full of jokes. Right now, is every skit going to be made? No. I might even like those three journals. I might not even use them just cause I might find something else that's funny. Like, you have to be mentally like you're like just like it's just like playing a sport. Like, I refer to sports a lot because I'm an ex-athlete. It's like a sport. You want to be the best in your craft, then you have to work on your craft constantly. Kobe mentality. That man was always working. It's been many of sleepless nights. I'm over here just sitting there like, bro, what's funny? Let me see what's trending. Okay, but could I make that work? How would I make that work? Let me draw out my plan. Let me go ahead and look step by step, word for word. I'm writing down what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, what am I going to do? Is there a way I could do this transition like this? Okay, cool. You have to literally be. You almost got to be like, you got to be willing to sacrifice something. You want to get something, you got to sacrifice it.
And you didn't read a book, so I don't know. But have you read some kind of book or something on like how to do this and organize it and manage it, or are you learning on the go?
Learn on the go. I'm learning daily.
I'm learning daily, just trying to get better. I want to talk about the streaming. I call it life streaming. I call it life streaming, where you basically stream your life, right? And one of the greatest doing it is Castanet.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he's basically he basically streams his life, but sometimes he goes through these, I don't know what they call it, what is it, subathon or whatever it is.
Yeah, what he's doing right now,
24/7.
Bro, that's
what? I think he's doing it 30 days, right?
Yeah.
He's doing it 30 days and he got a ton of subscribers. And what I like about it, I don't watch it, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, I get the snippets from Twitter. But what I like about it is he's not just bullshit all the time. He's putting people on, you know what I'm saying? I seen him. I don't know if he has some people from Africa on there. He's doing all kinds of stuff. But you was talking about the energy it takes and how you have to want it. that's somebody. If you just look at Casanet, you got to understand, y'all. This man ain't just turn the camera on and just start BSing, man. He had a vision.
He's locked in. And when I tell you that, like, I ain't gonna. So that whole crew, A&P, right? I've been following them since they formed. It's crazy. I was watching Kyle when he was like in his little, you know, his shitty ass room and everything, like. Because I always watch YouTube and I'm like, man, like, and that's crazy. You want to know what's crazy? Them inspired me to go harder. And that's crazy. Some of them are younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are younger, like, except for like a couple of them, you know. But like, my thing is this: watching people like them made me, I was like, man, I know I can do this. I know I can be right there with them. I know I could do something like that, right? I might not be able to go down the same path. And that's the thing. The biggest thing is trial and error. Trial and error. And it's the same thing. I don't want to get off topic, but like streaming your life, like how Kai's doing it, it takes an extreme amount of effort. 30 days, and he has some of the like high-list celebrities on there, and then he is putting people on.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because he wants something. Like, that's the thing. You gotta have a want to get somewhere. You gotta sacrifice something to get somewhere. He's sacrificing 30 days out of his life.
Yeah.
To entertain the mass.
Yeah. No. Look, man, I mean, now, okay, if we being honest, it's probably easier to do, and I'm not gonna say I don't know easy or not, but it's probably easier to do it this time than it probably was when, I don't know when he first did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at one point in time, he did this, and it wasn't 500,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? It was 2, 3.
No, it wasn't like
that's where the struggle is doing it when nobody's even watching.
I think he just hit 600,000. That's insane. That's a lot of people.
No wonder Snoop Dogg gets on like Snoop Dogg Snoop Dogg don't just like, you gotta have numbers.
You gotta be and it sucks to say, because you know you gotta be a certain person for people to come, you know, come see you, hang out. But it is what it is. That's the world. It's not what you know, it's who you know and who you are, right? So he's had some of the most influential people in the world on that, which is insane.
On the same night at that though, it'd be like they be hitting each other up saying, "Hey, y'all want to go to?" I don't even know if he's even reaching out at this point, bro. Like,
yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, you know, like social media, like how like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff, like, you can make some revenue off of that, but that YouTube and streaming money is a whole totally different ball game. And man, I've tried so much in YouTube. Like, man, I've tried everything to get it. That is the hardest platform to grab attention from people. And
why is that though?
It's because it's just like, it's harder for people who do certain things, right? So if you're recording your life and stuff like that, and it's interesting, and you're grabbing the audience, they love that, right? But for a comedian or something like that, you have to be a big comedian to get a big audience from that. Like Drewski, right? See how he's doing a whole bunch of things. Desi Banks, he doesn't record his life, but he is high enough to where if he starts a YouTube channel, boom, everybody's on his YouTube channel, right? So that's hard. That's a hard thing for like comedians, unless you're already doing your life thing. Like Drewski Could Have Been Records is probably the best thing he could have ever did for himself.
Man, no, dang. So could have been. So okay. So where would he be going without Could Have Been Records?
He would be going down probably the same path as everybody else that does like comedy online. Do the skits online. He probably get around the right type of people. Been okay, cool. He's funny, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably would have almost the same amount of following as he has now, but it'd be in a different line. Like, he'll be doing comedy shows. He'll be trying to get on movies. He'd be trying to get on shows, stuff like that. Because Could Have Been is a show is a thing, or is an entity all by itself, right? So, you got the show on YouTube. You got crazy following on YouTube, crazy following on TikTok, crazy following on Instagram, on all platforms. It's crazy following, and it's like, he's funny because his skits was funny as hell, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, man. Him and Trey Rags, and it's some funny dudes out there, man.
Man,
I like what's going on out there. You brought up YouTube, you brought up Netflix, I think as well, man. The streaming world is impacted the world in a lot of ways, right?
yeah,
I mean, especially the comedic world too. Stand up comedy is like on YouTube, Netflix, everywhere, Hulu, everywhere you can find.
yeah.
Disney just announced they're launching one special, so Disney's getting into it now.
And
They're launching one special a month. What does this mean? Because you just started stand-up comedy. What does this mean for comedians that you can get on all these different networks? They got all these eyes on them.
that means the opportunity is there. It just depends on who wants it bad enough. You got to work on your craft. You got to be locked in. You got to hit the open mics. You got to hit any stage you can. Like I did so well on my first open mic. The guy was like, "Hey, come." I said, "I'm putting you on the show for December 1st." He's making flyers already for December the 1st. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to go. You have to work on your grind. Like literally, before I got on here, I'm in there. I'm in my other room in my mirror, like I'm on stage, and I'm working. I'm over here trying to figure out, okay, and I do it in the mirror, right? I do my little my little routine in the mirror. I do my set in the mirror because I want to see how I'm saying it. I want to see how I'm like, how I'm presenting it, how I'm bringing the punchline, how am I gonna, grab the attention, of the crowd with the facial expressions. How am I gonna do, basically just working on the delivery.
Right.
I want to work on it because I like my thing is this: if I just go up there and be like, yeah, this and that, yep, and he jumped off the bridge, yeah, it's what I'm saying. There's no energy,
Right.
So I got to be activated, yeah, and then there's I got to be able to see it, so I know what to work on.
So you do you see yourself doing a bunch of open mics coming up or
Yeah. So
okay.
my goal, because I'm supposed to be leaving here December the 16th, going to Georgia, come back. I'm literally trying to hit every single open mic, like at least one or two a day, every day until December the 16th. Then I come back on December the 20th or whatever, try to pick it up because in January, there's something in Cali, and then there's something in Vegas that my homeboy is going to be doing. Shout out to my boy 11. He's going to be up there doing. So he wants me to come out, and there's supposed to be like a professional film crew and stuff like that. So like, and he has a guy in Cali who runs shows. He's like, hey, if you can go a solid 10, 15 minutes for an opener every night for somebody else, bring him up there. We'll go ahead and pay him out and stuff like that. So I'm over here. I'm trying to perfect my craft so I can go out there and make some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you all in.
And you never know who's going to be there. I literally missed an open mic this was supposed to be my first open mic at the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club. I was going to do one of those like big comedy club down here in San Antonio. And it was about a month ago. I didn't go because of some outside world bulls, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't go, and I missed the opportunity because Mike Epps was there.
Damn.
And I missed out because that's the thing. You'll never know who's in the house randomly, right? Randomly, if you don't go. And I missed out. And then my homeboy was there. He told me, he's like, bro, you should have came because nobody in that house was funny as hell. Nobody was funny.
Yeah.
Nobody was funny. They said Mike Epps was there, and nobody was funny. It was a tough crowd. Nobody was training them.
I mean, look, you already know what the opportunities coming, but I see what you. That was kind of like a one of them reminders, like, hey, hey, you know what I'm saying? Get your ass up, right? Yeah. Now, look, man, I like to listen to Shannon Sharp when it comes to. I like his story and his grind and his hustle and all that kind of stuff, and I can tell he like you focused. And one of the things him and a lot of great people talk about are those sacrifices, man. Is basically them sacrifices mean there's a lot of people and family you ain't gonna talk to and things like that, man. It's a lot of people that you ain't gonna talk to. So dang, I was gonna ask you something about that stage. When you on stage, that's what I'm saying. When you on stage, do you talk? What do you find yourself wanting to talk about? Your life?
My life, honestly.
Okay.
I could tell you a couple different stories. The biggest thing, being an athlete, you get put in some situations that are just insane. And then growing up with a single mom and the play, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of stuff in my life that is just funny as shit. I'll tell you one thing, it's not even gonna be a joke.
Okay.
My first college basketball team I played for was in the dead smack in the middle of Kansas. That should let you know already how funny that shit is by itself. Then I decided to leave there and I went to Missouri.
I bet you went to Oklahoma next. Huh?
Yeah. So, but you know, so that's just let you know already right then and there how it works, right? It gets crazy, right? So just those two things. I got that, and it's just my life, really. I mean, my life, and then I'll do some outside things, which are pretty cool, but mostly my life. It's
most of your life. Okay, then you all talk about you ain't really because I saw Diddy, man. Diddy denied bail for a third time.
Man,
he in bars until May 2024.
Hey, that man is straight up monster. He don't need to go nowhere. Freaky ass dude. Freaky ass dude.
Yeah, I mean,
that man had.
Where all the people that was at the free calls? They not supporting him? What they?
And this man has sleep paralysis or baby oil, which is crazy.
Man.
Boy,
that trial is gonna be crazy. You know that trial gonna be crazy, right? Because there's so much shit that we don't know.
The crazy thing is, all they finna bring all this stuff to light, where it's just a simple verdict. Lock that motherfucker up forever. Like it ain't even a. Gotta be a trial.
Man, it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad, man. He putting his family in the situation. Look, man, Australia is putting a ban soon on social media.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be like banning teenagers or something like that. In the U.S., what do you think about social media's impact? You obviously are an influencer. You trying to get a certain amount of followers. What's the impact on not just the younger generation, just on people in general?
I ain't gonna lie. I think he's gonna ask the question about how I feel about the ban on Australia. I was about to be like, perfect, ban all them motherfuckers. Hey, because that place is not even real. How you live on a continent and you only explored about 5% of that motherfucker? They got one city.
Hey man, they obviously do things different. In Australia, they do things different in Australia, man. So you probably not for a U.S. copy of anything they doing, huh?
Hey, I've never just woke up and be like, you know what, I want to go to Australia, bro. You know
hell no.
No, but how do I feel like social media impacts people in general? Honestly, man, I'll tell you this: there was a world before social media. There's a new world now. I'll just say that because Instagram didn't come around until 2012, 2013. Facebook was around before that, but it wasn't really something crazy. You had MySpace and stuff like it wasn't. It's honestly, it's a little sick. I feel like it impacts people in a very negative light, right? And here's an example. You know how we view women in a different light now because of social media. We view men in a different light because of social media. Like it's so impactful that people could literally, especially the younger ones, the younger ones like the teenagers and stuff, they'll see something on social media and be like, yeah, that's why I hate women. Like, I hate girls like that. I hate girls like that. That's why they're never, all girls ain't faithful. Girls are dogs, And, same thing for the girls, vice versa. Oh, that's why men are dogs or whatever. All these, it's such a negative place. It's such an unpositive place.
So maybe we should limit it at least to the people who probably don't have a developed mind enough to be able to say this is good or this is
it's hard to say because it's because as I say, it's a negative place. It's a negative place. It has negative impact. There are some positives, some just a little bit. When they be having those motivational little speeches or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that person who's feeling down and feeling like they're not really amounting to shit. They see that they're like, oh yeah, I can keep going. You know, it's hard. It's hard, but yeah, I feel like the ones that don't have the developed brain, I do feel like there should be like an age restriction, right, for some of them. You know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, we're not politicians or anything. We're not gonna make
yeah. I'm not a
it's
politician.
all an opinion and things. I think there's some. I think. Look, I'm not gonna be if we were to throw in the government were to say in some law that you're gonna ban social media for people under 16. I'm really not gonna be. I'm not gonna have no strong feeling against it. I'm really gonna understand it because of what you just said. That doesn't mean every 15, 14, 11-year-old is gonna take everything the same way. You know,
honestly, I feel like if you're like 10 and under, maybe even 12, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause you're not, like, my thing is what are you getting out of social media, right? Now, I understand if there's like your favorite streamer or something you want to watch, there's a comedian you like, but it's like, it's tough. My thing, a 10-year-old with a phone is crazy, but you need it nowadays.
Right.
You need it now. I understand you need a phone nowadays. You know,
get it out there,
stuff like that. But it's like all the extra. Like, do you really need a phone? You know, for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird because, like, you know, I'm not against it because I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of my viewers, you know, they might be like 16 and, you know, because they like to watch the fun. Yeah, it's funny, right? Okay, cool. But it's like, I'm not gonna change. Like, you know, they're like, hey, well, if we're gonna have all these younger kids, you gotta keep it clear. Hell no. I'm gonna cuss like a motherfucker. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Like, you ain't gonna stop my funny. Like
it's gonna be hard to filter a comedian.
Like, who does that? Who wants to go see a filtered comedian?
Nah. You know what? You know what's not gonna go there. But there's some churches though that they have community. They have
the those. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a Christian comedian, cool. But I ain't seen no goddamn filtered comedian. Like, imagine if I'm on stage and I'm all like, you're like, you believe what this N-word said to me? That sounds crazy, right? Crazy. You believe what this nigga just said to me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it has a whole different feeling.
Filter me? Like, what?
Nah, you're right. You're right, man. You're right. Hey, look, man, I'm about to get you up out of here, man. Thanksgiving tomorrow. What you looking forward to eating tomorrow? What's your number one thing that you like? Well, no, what's your top three if you can give me three?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not gonna say turkey because if it ain't, you know, if it's dry, that's why I don't say turkey, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, my people know how to make the turkey. You know what I'm saying? They know it, but we ain't gonna be eating a turkey, so that's the whole thing.
Okay.
If I'm going to somebody else's house, I'm not going to expect the turkey. So ham, because we always make the ham for sure. The ham be hidden.
So the ham always hit no matter who make it? That's what you said?
No, when we make it. We're making it. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's weird. If we're in our household, I'm gonna say ham. I'm gonna say stuffing, because it's always fire.
Right.
And then definitely the pecan pie for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go pick that thing up in the morning.
We gotta go grab one right now. We gotta go grab two before they try to take them all.
Oh man, damn.
Yeah, we got a plug on them, so, you know, we ain't worried about it.
Plug on them.
And you know what's crazy? I would say the mac and cheese, but once again, somebody else is making the mac and cheese. But I promise you, if I lift that foil up and I see some raisins in that mac and cheese, I'm flipping the fuck out. Because we going, you know, I'm gonna flip the fuck out. I bet not see no motherfucker.
What you gonna do is you gonna be the content. You gonna turn your content creator hat on. You gonna turn your content creator hat on, and you gonna say, "Would you eat this for $1 million?"
It's gonna be me standing in the corner, like, nope. Fuck that, because I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. I've had enough. Of all these weird ass concoctions, and can't do it.
For sure. Hey man, Brandon, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, man. Let people know where to find you again, man. Let people know.
Hey man, y'all can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I am Brandon Carter _35. You can also catch me at your mama's house, cooking. You know what I'm saying? Legs and thighs. You feel me?
Man, let me get you up out of here, man. All right, I appreciate you joining. I'll holler at you.
Appreciate you, bro.
What's up, Finn? What's good? What's good?
What's up with you? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I got you, girl.
Good, good. Is this gonna be you?
Nah. My boy was trying to get some better light, man. He a prima donna, so
Nah, it's all good. Hey man, we
Team
gonna,
Dark Skin needed some better lighting, man.
we gonna get the content in regardless. We're gonna get the content in regardless, man. I
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
you having me. I'm pretty sure y'all gotta get ready for Thanksgiving here soon.
you already know.
So we ain't gonna be on too long.
I'm gonna try to. Let me see if I can get this laptop cooking so I can have a. Bang.
All right.
This camera right there.
Oh, let me ask you.
Hold on. Okay, that looked better than the other angle. All
There
right.
we go. Okay.
Yeah, let me leave on the other one.
Okay. Test. Okay, we good.
We good? We in there?
Yeah, we good. Okay. All right. I guess we can wait. We can wait.
Yeah, let me get this. Here's
No, I wasn't playing no talking about no football or nothing. But if you watch a little sports, what you looking forward to? Did you watch any sports? You watch any football?
man, you know I play college football, so football been my life since I was 4 years old.
Oh,
So,
for real? Okay. You a Cowboy fan? You a Cowboy fan?
No, hell no. Look, it's all about them Rams, baby. LA Rams all day, every day.
The LA Rams. Wow.
You know,
What's good,
the
man?
St. Louis Rams.
What's going
man,
on?
it was-
What's up, Donovan?
How you doing, man? How you doing? All right, man. What's good? So I got the founders, the founders of Stroke Daddy TV. Is that the name of the business? If I got that right?
You
You
got it.
got it
Yes,
right.
sir.
So can we start with the name? Can we start with the name? Talk about who came up with the name? What was the brainstorming session? You know what I'm saying? What was y'all sipping on?
I'll let you. You came up with it, man. So I'll let you.
Because anytime there's a weekend or we try to get out to the course and have a good time, and we both fathers, we both got families, and then with golf it's called Stroke. So we was like, it would be funny to start a podcast called Stroke Daddy. We were just joking about it originally, but then as we started speaking on it more and more, we was like, hey, that sounds kind of cool for real. I was like, it might draw a lot of attention.
Right. Nah. It's definitely unique. So talk about the business, because I is it a podcast or is it do y'all actually golf and do all that? Talk about it.
Yeah. So we wasn't a big fan of just sitting down interviews for our personalities, and we feel golf is so unique because when you're out on the course, you get to meet so many different people, and they get to speak on their experiences. You get to tell them about yours. And we want to bring that same experience so others can be able to view it. So our original plan was we just going to interview business owners, local business owners, so they can get to see them golf and get to learn about their business. And we're going to put them with a golf club in their hands so they can see more of their personality. Because sometimes when people get in front of a camera, they kind of freeze up, or they be too politically correct, or just too straight and narrow. And on the golf course, it kind of loosens them up and allowing for viewers to really see their personalities. So that was our plan, so people can really dive in and get to look and see some of these business owners, see who they are.
How has things when did y'all get started? How has things kind of grown, and where y'all looking to take it as well?
Yeah, so I'll start with kind of where we started. So we started January 6th, and we still got so much content from back then we ain't even released. That's what's funny now that I think about it.
Sorry, 2024?
January, 20 this year. Yep. So this January. Wow. So we just started this January. We came up with the idea probably about last September is when we started joking around, doing everything. We filmed our first stuff in November, and then we ended up having our first drop January 6th. So, it started like he mentioned how we got everything started. But we had a song, we just shot a music video, we did all this stuff, man, and it was just funny, kind of thinking back to all the stuff we did because we didn't really know where we wanted to go. We was like we had an idea up here, but we hadn't put it to really thought it out. We was just like, all right, let's do this first. And he came out with this fire song, and I was like, hey, we got to shoot a video, and then we shot a video, and we ain't never even released any of that because we really thought back like. Yeah, that probably wasn't it. That wasn't it. It sounded good in the beginning. You know, you spend all this money on stuff. And then we was like, what do we really want to do? And that's when we started getting to like, all right, we got connections with this entrepreneur. Let's go into this business. Or my friend know this person. Boom, boom. So then we started getting these people out on the courses. And then we started filming our podcast. You know, we have a great cameraman. Shout out to Marcia. And he's been just taking the journey with us. He's really looked out for us, gave us ideas, introduced us to the people. And then, you know, we've even evolved now to our next chapter. So where we're at right now is we got a big versus series going on. So we then take, you know, a pro golfer versus another pro golfer, and we let them go head to head about it. And we've really been diligent in picking people who are not just really good at golf, because it's a good amount of those people out there. We pick people who are also doing something for their community, who are doing something to better the game of golf, help get more people into the game of golf and grow it. And so we got our next 2v2 coming up in about 3 weeks, and we super hype about that. So and where we see this going, honestly, to be perfectly honest, you know, a lot of different ways, because I mean, wherever the money at, first off, let me be very clear. But, you know, we've started noticing and growing. I was just listening to your last guest, and he started talking about a very similar piece where, you know, we had an idea and it sounded cool to us and it was great. But then people weren't really rocking with the interviews as much. They will. We know they're going to come back and they're going to spin a block on it. But we started seeing comedy was a big piece, and people was really rocking with the comedy. So we started putting out more comedy stuff, and we started to see the growth and the views. And then we was like, okay, this versus thing, we're going to try this out. And then that took off. I mean, that was our biggest hit easily, right? So we like, hey, if that's what the people want, we got more of that. Boom, we going to hit them with some more of that. So we really just had to evolve and grow to match what the people wanted while still staying true to what we wanted.
So when did y'all start playing golf? Because, you know, I don't have to say it, you know, but most black people don't necessarily, have talk about golf a whole lot outside of putt-putt, right?
And let me be,
So when did y'all start playing golf? Was it recent? Was it as kids? What's kind of that history?
Man, you couldn't have paid me to play golf as a kid. You couldn't have gave me enough money to put a golf club in my hand and play that old white man sport when I was a kid. It wasn't happening. So, you know, I grew up, and I know we was talking earlier, I played football since I was 4 or 5 years old. We actually met because we played football together when we was little kids, like 9. And so, you know, football, basketball, baseball, track. That was all I knew. That was all I was going to ever do. Fast forward, I get into the business world as an adult, you know, and I'm 25 years old. I'm in sales, and everybody like, look, if you're going to be in the sales, and I do medical sales, they was like, you need to be able to talk golf, because these doctors, that's all they do. And I was like, man, I ain't trying to do that. Like, I still had hoop in me. I still could go to the YMCA and hoop it up at 25. I wasn't doing football no more, but I can hoop it up. And so then everybody was like, look, I'm telling you, this is different. You got to learn this. And so I kind of always had an interest. And then there was this girl I was dating at the time, and her dad was a golf coach. And so I was like, look, hey, I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I could get her and her dad to like me, and I can, you know, be better in my business world with it. So I picked up the game about 2016-ish, where I started playing, and it was immediate. Like any former athlete, once you touch a golf club, I give you a week before you addicted. And it's because once you hit that first good shot, you're going to chase that dream forever. And you're going to think like, I should be able to do this every single time. Now, you ain't going to be able to, but you're going to think so. And you're going to feel like you should, because we used to having success in what we do. We athletes, I can go catch a ball any day. I don't care if I'm 90. I feel like I can go catch a slant route. You know what I mean? And once you hit that one good shot, you're going to feel like you're going to chase it forever. And so that's how I ended up getting started into it. And now I've been competed in tournaments. I got my trophy case. I done won a lot of tournaments. I mean, and it's addicting. If I had any free time, I'm hitting golf balls. Now he got So go ahead, tell him how you got into it.
Go ahead, tell us how you got started with it, man.
So he talked me into playing. I was kind of against it I was similar to him. I'm cool on it. I had really no real interest or no motive to really try it, but he was pretty persuasive on getting me out there. So I hit it. The first time I played, I was terrible. I was tearing up their course, leaving divots and holes all on the golf course. It was a bad day. So the second time I went out there, I want to say on the first hole, I hit this shot from like 60 yards out and it went in. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like he said, I got addicted ever since. I still haven't hit a shot that good since. But
Hey, that's the high end tricks.
yeah. But what I realized too is playing, I got to meet so many people he talked about. So he used to talk about his mentors being in the medical field. Like, man, this what was it, Cub? It's this guy Cub. He's really cool. And then I got to go to Orlando, meet him. He's a VP of a Fortune 200 company. And then we got to go play golf with a state senator. And you start to realize, like, not only is golf fun, but you get to meet all these connections and you get to network and meet all these cool people.
Right, man. I ain't gonna lie. Where are y'all located, by the way? What city? What state?
We're in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay. I'm in Houston, Texas. I noticed that black people be golfing when I started going back to the park. There's a park called Herman Park here in Houston. And I promise you, it don't matter if it's a Saturday, a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 9 a.m. I see black people golfing.
It's true, man.
A lot of black men, more black men than women, but I be seeing black men out there golfing. And I'll be like, and I ain't gonna lie, they probably be like, why does dude stare? Because I do stare, so I'll be like, as I'm trying to be like, I'll be trying to see, can they really hit this ball? They taking this shit serious.
I promise you, man. So to your point, I did not know the history of black people in golf. I didn't. Like I said, I thought it was old white men because that's all you see on TV. That's all you seen on the PGA. That's all you heard about. I mean, everybody knew Tiger, right? But he was the anomaly, right? He was the one that made it, the one that did it. And so, but now, I've done a little bit of my history and studying up, and you learn about some of the pioneers. We had our very first episode, and we were very intentional in this. We got tips and we interviewed the first African-American to gain PGA playability in the Cincinnati and Ohio regional area. His name is Ron Dumas, right? And he started telling us about all the mentors that he had. He was like, I wasn't even the best. I wasn't close. He was like, but I had the means that the people who came before me didn't, right? And then you start reading stories about Ted Rhodes and all these other African-Americans that have been around the golf forever. They've been caddying for these guys, teaching them how to play, teaching some of the old white men that we read about and we learn about and we hear about in the golf world how to play. And they caddy for them. And, they would go out there when they was done doing their job of caddying. They would go out there and play and they would shoot way better scores than these dudes. So I didn't realize how long our people have played the game of golf and been around the game of golf and influential in the game of golf until I started doing my research on it. But now I go out there, to your point, you go to a municipal course and you may see 50% black men out there, and it's just crazy, especially older black men. Older black men be out there. I'm talking about, and like I think about our golf group. So Cub and all them, it'd be like 20, 25 of them out there, anywhere from 30 to 60 years old every weekend. Every weekend. They got a whole golf community and they go out there and they be betting, doing, what we do. We're going to make everything about some money, some competition, and some fun. That's what we do. But and I just had to really change my mindset of like, this ain't what golf used to be. And now with Top Golf and all the golf influencers you see on Instagram and stuff, like it's a whole different world out there than what it used to be. But I was like you, and I've been to that place in Houston, so I'm actually coming out there. I'm gonna be playing some golf next year, so I might have to hit you up when I come out there. But I played at the Houston Country Club, Golf Club of Houston, all those places, and it's a lot of us out there, and I think people don't realize that. But I'm hoping, and one of our goals is we getting them to view us. But I mean, you got Roger Steele, you got Roy, but you got all these Josh Jackson, Christian Evans, all these other people too that are in there really exposing people. Like, we really be going. We ain't just out there hacking it around. We got some players too.
Right, man. We definitely got some players, man. Look, let me go to what I got you. I see you. I am Greenhouse. What's your name again, man?
Malcolm.
Malcolm. Okay, let me go. Man, look. So
Yeah.
we got Tiger Woods is the first guy that golfer that comes to mind for Black people, right? And unfortunately, though, we think the phenom, but we kind of forget the phenom, and we start to think the end of the career. We think about, the not winning. Unfortunately, we think about the drug issues and the women issues, things like that. So when it comes to Tiger Woods, did he hurt the industry for Black people, or did he still help the industry? What's your thought, Malcolm?
He definitely helped the industry, and all those players got them same problems. He's just the most prominent player, so of course you're gonna hear from him more. So they, media gonna try to take whoever at the top down regardless. But he definitely helped the game of golf. So many Black golfers that's really trying to make it to the professional level. You hear them say Tiger Woods was my inspiration. I'm willing to say almost 80% of all Black golfers, or even minority golfers, say Tiger Woods was their reason for picking up a club when they was at their young age.
Wow. So the people that y'all are getting right now, they say that Tiger Woods was an influence. They don't even bring up the issues off the course, I guess you could say. They just remember the impact on the course. Yeah. They remember the impact on the course. So I know y'all said a lot of people said we brought up I'm sorry. I saw on y'all's YouTube, this is what it was, on y'all's YouTube channel, you recently did an interview with a suicide prevention coordinator. Now, Driving Me Sane is a mental health show. It's a mental health podcast. I definitely, that was some interesting discussion. And I was looking it up, and I think somebody had recently passed. It was a golfer that was 29 years old, recently passed at 29 due to suicide. And so I always thought golf looked peaceful, but it is competitive as well if you're competing. What are y'all thoughts on it? Because I know I think y'all both played football. So what are y'all thoughts comparing football to golf when it comes to peace of mind or mental health and all that kind of stuff? We can start with you, Finn.
Yeah. I was going to say, but yeah, so I'll go ahead and start it off. So for me, I think golf is harder mentally than football. Physically, I mean, football, you beating your body up, right? You getting hit every play. And golf can be physical too, though. I mean, look at Tiger's build and his body and what he did and how he worked out. Now you see John Daly, who ain't care about his body, right? So it's a little bit different. You ain't going out there in football smoking cigarettes like John Daly did on the golf course, right? So I think mentally, though, it's a little harder. Here's why. Because in football, I may drop a pass, right? Or I may miss a tackle, but I got 10 other people that can make a play for me. In golf, it's you, that club, and that ball. That's it. If you mess up, you don't get paid. And when you the golfer, not only do you not get paid, your caddy don't get paid, your trainer don't get paid. You done lost money, right? Like, so if you go out there and you stink it up one weekend, you lost money. In football, basketball, you still getting that check no matter what. You can go out there and go 0 for 30 and you still getting a check.
I want you to talk about the finances a little more because that's the most important piece for that mental. So yeah, you were saying that. I just want you to really elaborate on
and I'll go a little bit deeper. So the way golf's set up, it's a 4-day tournament in most PGA. Let's go PGA because that's the big one everybody know event. So you got Thursday, Friday, and then they do a cut. So say 144 people go out there on Thursday, Friday. The top 72 in ties will make it to Saturday, Sunday, right? So if you ain't in that top 72, you get no check. So everything you paid to get that house, that room, that airplane, those meals, everything you paid for is an expense. So you've lost money to go play in that tournament that week, right? And if you don't got sponsors, you don't got deals, you don't got nothing, you out there grinding. Right. You mentally getting drained because you like, I did this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row where I didn't cost tens, 20s of thousands of dollars for my family. I done spent the whole week away from my wife, my kids, my husband, spouse, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like you do all that and then you've lost money and you ain't made a penny in 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. That's mentally draining. Not to mention, you mentally drained because you done been playing bad. So you've been out there hacking this ball around, embarrassing yourself, Making your coaches question you, probably your caddy question you, and all these people livelihood is dependent on you. So you really become in a bind. And so I didn't realize all this.
And Malcolm, I had two questions for you. First, I got my comment to the golf thing. It comes off with golf that you don't know what it is right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be playing bad in golf, but it almost looks like you don't know. In football, just to give it in football, like if I'm a DN and I play DN, I know why I will get my ass whipped. I got my ass whipped because I got off the ball slow. I got off my ass whipped because I came up too high. Or maybe I know whatever it is, I can figure that out. For a receiver, I was looking to go to run before I caught the ball. As a kicker, there's always something. As a golfer, I don't know if you can quickly just say I was holding the golf part, the club wrong. It's always so technical, which also seems like it can be frustrating. Malcolm, how do you teach golfers to deal with the mental part of the game?
I'm a terrible golfer. I'm still trying to figure out how to golf.
Said, let me know when you know.
Golf is so technical. If you an inch behind the ball in your stance, then it's gonna go 20 yards left. If you don't keep your elbow tucked, or if you the smallest little things, if you raise your head up before you hit the ball, it's just so many technical things you have to do. They say football is a game of inches. I would say golf is a game of
millimeters. Millimeters.
Yeah, and maybe even smaller than millimeters. Like, it's so crazy. Like the room for error is so small. Yeah.
What do you say to that, Phil? Like, do you feel like you have control over, like, when you're playing bad versus playing and being able to turn that around in golf like you did in football?
So in football, you get frustrated, you hit somebody harder, right? You can go at them, you can figure it out, right? And I was a safety, and I love to hit, so it was easy to take my frustration out. I take 15 every now and then. But in golf, you can't get frustrated. You can't hit the ball harder because you will get worse. If you start getting frustrated, you start gripping that club tighter, you start swinging harder, you will get worse in golf. And so, as far as like, do I know how to fix it? I'm at a point in my game where I've been playing a lot more than Malcolm. So I usually can know what's going wrong. Like, I can be like, all right, my face is open. I need to close my face. Now, I'm not always capable of fixing it in the moment, but I know what happened. And so I can go to the range and I can work on it. I can go do some drills and I can figure it out. And the elite guys, those pro level guys, they know before the ball hit the club what they did wrong. And they'll fix it the next swing. But you got to think, they hitting thousands of shots a day. They do this every day for a living. This is their livelihood. So they got the best coaches, the best equipment. They know to the millimeter of like, ooh, my face was a little open, or I was a half a second, or not even half a second. I was a fraction of a second slow on my swing and my transition. Oh, my hips didn't open, my elbow moved, my hip. So they know that stuff. But the average everyday Joe out there, nah, they don't know. They just gonna keep swinging and swinging and swinging that thing until something happened good.
The average Joe lie about their score.
That's true too.
Hey, look, man, I'm one of those people who don't really know the game. So I hear people talk golf, and I'll be like, man, I don't know what they talk about, and I don't care enough to even be looking it up. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
but I got two specialists who play football and turned into golf specialists. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the patience. But we got people who want to know this too. What the heck are the handicaps? It's like, who want to take that one, man? Can somebody explain what is like? I'm a 75.
You can hit that. Yeah,
I guess we'll start with, so when you're on the golf course, there's typically 18 holes. And you can have a par 3, a par 4, or a par 5. Meaning, if it's a par 3, you got 3 chances to put the ball in the hole. So if you put the ball in the hole, that's breaking even. So that means if you can break even on the golf course every single time, that would be a 0 handicap. Is that right, Finn?
They would call you a scratch golfer. They would call you a scratch, which is pretty much a 0.
Your handicap will be 0. So if you go out there and you shoot, if it's a par 3, you shoot in 4s every single time, then they're going to assign you a handicap for that. That's going to be in the positive. Your PGA players and the pros and the ones that play on live, they typically shoot under 0. They in the negative. So that is your handicap. And the reason you know your handicap is because everybody wants to compete and they want to make it fun. So if you're a 14 handicap and someone else is a 10, then
there's a system.
This person has to right. This person has to bogey out, but this person may have to par out to win or whatever. It just keeps it competitive.
Okay.
Just to touch on that a little bit more. So the handicap system is a way too complicated. It's a complicated system too, because each course has a different slope and rating, and you can get super technical, right? So like you can be a 10 handicap at the Golf Club of Houston, and then you go to the Golf Club of Ohio and you a 12 handicap now. So that's completely different because of their slopes and ratings. So the way the handicaps, what it's designed to do is to say, what would you shoot on your best 8 to 10 rounds out here on this course? And then let's say I'm playing against Malcolm, what would he shoot on his best 8 to 10? So then we make the difference up and they say, okay, Malcolm typically would shoot 4 strokes higher than Finn. So what we're going to do is we're going to give Malcolm 4 extra shots on this course. And it's a way to make it fun and even for everybody. The problem is, to his point earlier, people notice and people game the system. So then they like, ooh, if I can get a couple extra strokes, I can win the money and I can win this tournament. And we call them people sandbaggers. So what they doing is they inflating their handicap so that they can get more strokes in the tournament or versus somebody. And it's like they took a system that was designed to make golf fair for everybody and started cheating so that they could win. When it comes to money, man, it ain't no limits to what people will do.
People are, everything was made to be good, but you know how we be doing. People be doing. Hey, look, man.
And there be some fights out here for that, man. I'm telling you, people will throw some hands on them handicaps.
They not fighting on the golf course, are they?
Oh man, you ain't been on YouTube, man. Hey, every day I see a new fight on, man. Every day I log on to Instagram, it's some old people fighting on the golf course. And I know my algorithm is set up that way, but I'm telling you, every single time they fight because somebody to hit a ball into them, the money, whatever. So I'm telling you, people be getting real out there. And I'm like, look, hey, none of us gonna get paid millions of dollars to do this. Go ahead about your business. Don't hit that man over no golf ball.
The biggest thing we have learned is to interview most of the people before you get out there and golf. There's so many people who think they're actually good in golf, so they get out there and get mad because they playing bad. Like, this is how we usually play. Like, what you mad for?
Hey, we done made that mistake, boy. We done interviewed people like throughout the round. At the beginning, I love this. I do this and I do this and I do that. By the third, fourth hole, can we just wait to ask me a question the next hole? Like, they be hurt. They be like, what, bro? You
so
not that
trying
good.
To skip the training? Is that what they be trying to do? Skip training and just go straight to the course and shit?
Man, hey, well, the hard part is to be people that be playing for 10, 15, 20 years and they still trash at the game. That's how hard this game is. You can play this game for 10, 15 years, but if you don't practice, if you ain't got a certain level of athleticism, if you ain't got the desire to go out there and truly get better, you're going to remain trash at this game. I just don't care who you are. I done seen some of the most athletic people on earth. I mean, you seen that video, Jalen Rose out there trying to hit the golf ball? He missed the whole ball. That's somebody that was an NBA star. He wasn't just no regular NBA player. And he missed the ball like 20 times in a row. Like, this is a hard game, man.
No chance. Hey, look, man, I want to wrap it up, but I want to wrap it up with y'all kind of, let's just talk about the business, man. What do people have? It's almost Thanksgiving. We at the end of the year. We got 2025 coming. What do people have to look forward to? What do y'all want to get people to look forward to coming up for y'all's company?
I'll talk about the kind of the verses in the podcast, and then you want to talk about the merch.
Okay, cool.
So what we got, like I said, we've learned 2 things that people really enjoy and like, and one is comedy. So look for more comedy coming from us, skits, little shorts, stuff like that. And that's just being ourselves. We like to joke and have fun, give each other a hard time. So you're going to see comedy coming. But the other thing, you're going to see more verses coming. We're really incorporating that into our business model, and you're gonna see a lot more verses with some big names. That you just be patient with us. Just know we got some stuff lined up. We got some people we've already been in communication with, so we got some good verses coming, and hopefully, we get some partnerships with some of these brands. APGA, which is the Advocates Professional Golf Association. We would love to do something with them. World Long Drive. Yeah, so we got a lot of other people we're trying to work and collaborate with, and then we're gonna still do interviews. We do think there's still a space for that, because like you watch the suicide prevention one, if we help one person with these interviews, that will still be a part of us too.
Nice. Okay, Malcolm, you was gonna touch on. I think you said merch.
Yeah, we got some merch coming out. We Stroke Daddy t-shirts coming. We got some hoes. Our slogan is "Where the hoes at." So we got that merch coming, and then stay tuned.
Nice. So we got again. I appreciate Finn and Malcolm joining me from Stroke Daddy TV the day before Thanksgiving. Man, I know y'all probably ready to go ahead and just get to rest and ready to get to Thanksgiving and enjoy your holiday. But I appreciate y'all joining me, man. We need more black golfers. We need more black golfers.
Hey, I appreciate you for having us, and I love what you're doing, interviewing your entrepreneurs and everything. I wish you the best as well.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
You definitely.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, you definitely doing your thing, man. Like I said, I saw the last guest on here. He a big time comedian, blowing up in the space. You look, this journey is always tough when you start, and we know firsthand. Trust me, I promise you. We in the same boat as you. But keep doing what you're doing, man. You got a great platform. Mental health is a real deal thing, and people make bad decisions because of mental health every day. And because we, in our community, it ain't easy to go out there and seek the help that we should. And so this environment, post-COVID, social media, all the stuff that's going on in our world, is very easy to lose this. But this is the most important thing you got, because this leads to everything else that you do. So appreciate you giving the people a platform and creating a space where you're focusing on that and doing that and having people like us. So keep doing what you're doing, Donovan.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Finn, Malcolm, man, look, y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who joined. This will be live on YouTube. Driving Me Sane. This is episode 4. We got a lot more to come. All right, y'all. Peace. Y'all have a good one.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, take care. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.